Have you ever wondered why your brain invents entire worlds while you sleep? Worlds you forget within minutes of waking up. Every night, over 7 billion people slip into a state where time bends, logic twists, and the impossible feels entirely real. In just one lifetime, you'll spend about 6 years dreaming. 6 years of vivid scenes, strange symbols, and emotions that linger long after your eyes open. Tonight, we'll drift slowly into the mysterious world of dreams. You'll discover what science says happens to your brain while you sleep, why dreams feel so real, and how the unconscious mind quietly sifts through memory, emotion, and thought. By the end, you might understand why your brain chooses certain symbols and what they could mean. One theory may even surprise you, that dreaming might be your brain's way of predicting the future. Before we begin, consider this. If you could record one dream and watch it like a movie, which one would you choose? And more curiously, what do you think it was trying to tell you? Chapter 1. What happens to the brain during sleep? Imagine your body lying still in bed, eyes closed, breath deep and slow yet inside your skull. A silent storm brews. Waves of electrical signals ripple through your brain. Entire networks light up, fade, and flicker back to life. Though your muscles are at rest, your mind is anything but. To understand dreams, we must begin with sleep itself. Sleep is not a uniform state. It's a complex, repeating cycle made of distinct stages, each with its own rhythm and purpose. The brain doesn't simply shut down. It shifts modes, like a theater dimming its lights between acts. The sleep cycle consists of 4 main stages: N1, N2, N3, and REM. These stages flow in cycles lasting roughly 90 minutes, repeating throughout the night. Stage N1 is the gateway to sleep, a drowsy limbo between wakefulness and rest. Here, the brain begins to produce slower alpha and theta waves. Muscles may twitch. Thoughts begin to blur and fragment. It's a brief stage, just a few minutes long, but it marks the threshold between conscious control and the slow surrender to sleep. Stage N2 comes next. It's a deeper state of sleep, where awareness of the external world fades almost entirely. Brain waves become slower and more organized, interrupted by sudden bursts of activity called sleep spindles and K-complexes. These patterns are thought to play a role in consolidating memories and protecting sleep from disruption. Heart rate slows. Body temperature drops. The body is preparing to enter the most restorative phases. Then comes stage N3, also known as slow wave sleep. It's here that the brain is at its most subdued, dominated by large, slow delta waves. This stage is critical for physical restoration, immune function, and memory consolidation. If awakened from this deep sleep, a person might feel groggy and disoriented. During this time, the body repairs tissues, builds bone and muscle, and strengthens its defenses. But it's what happens next that most fascinates dream researchers: REM sleep. Rapid eye movement. This is the stage where most vivid dreams occur. The brain's activity during REM is strikingly similar to wakefulness, except the body is effectively paralyzed. Only the eyes dart back and forth beneath the eyelids. It's as if the mind is awake, but the body is still dreaming. During REM, heart rate increases, breathing becomes irregular, and the brain engages in a whirlwind of activity. Visual and emotional centers light up, while the prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for logic and decision-making, quietly dims. This shift might explain why dreams feel emotionally intense, yet often lack coherent structure or critical reasoning. Interestingly, the brainstem plays a crucial role in suppressing muscle movement during REM, preventing us from physically acting out our dreams. In rare cases where this mechanism fails, people may develop REM sleep behavior disorder, a condition where they physically react to dream content, sometimes dangerously so. As the night progresses, the proportion of REM sleep increases with each cycle. Early in the night, deep sleep dominates. By dawn, we spend longer periods in REM, drifting through dream after dream, often without ever remembering them. What's most mysterious is that the brain seems to treat REM sleep as essential. When deprived of REM, it rebounds forcefully the next night, a phenomenon known as REM rebound. This suggests dreaming serves a vital biological function. But what purpose does it serve? Before we attempt to answer that, we must look more closely at the dreams themselves, how they're formed, and why they feel so real. For that, we turn to the strange mechanics of the dreaming brain. Chapter 2. The Mechanics of Dreaming. Consider this. You're standing in a vast, ancient forest. The leaves shimmer with colors you've never seen before. A strange wind whispers your name, and gravity seems to bend gently beneath your feet. Then, suddenly, you're back in your childhood home. Everything looks just as it did, but the furniture floats. You feel emotions, curiosity, nostalgia, fear, but you don't question the logic. You're dreaming. But how does your brain create all of this? At its core, a dream is a mental simulation, crafted not by external input, but by internal activity alone. No light enters your eyes, no sound reaches your ears, and yet the images, the sensations, the emotions feel real. To uncover how this happens, we must examine the sleeping brain's internal theater and the actors at play. The visual cortex, located at the back of the brain, plays a central role in generating dream imagery. Even though the eyes are closed and the room is dark, this region can fire as if it were processing actual light. The images you see in a dream are created internally, often by activating fragments of stored memories, emotional experiences, and sensory impressions. Next, the limbic system, particularly the amygdala, adds emotional depth. This part of the brain is highly active during REM sleep, especially when dreams are vivid or emotionally charged. This helps explain why dreams often feel more dramatic than waking life. A simple memory of a hallway might become a tense chase scene. A passing thought might swell into joy or sorrow. One peculiar feature of dreams is their flexibility. Time dilates. Places morph. People blend into one another. This is partly due to the relative quiet of the prefrontal cortex, the region associated with logic, self-awareness, and decision-making. In dreams, this region is subdued. Without it, the brain doesn't question inconsistencies. That's why you don't stop to wonder why you're flying, or why your childhood friend suddenly speaks another language. The critical filter is asleep. The brain doesn't construct dreams from scratch each night. Instead, it pulls from the vast library of memory, faces you glimpsed in a crowd, emotions felt during the day, scenes from childhood, sensations remembered but long forgotten. These fragments are reassembled into something new. A dream is a collage, a patchwork of past and present, real and imagined. One theory suggests that dreams may serve to simulate potential futures. The brain, always predicting, may use dreams to rehearse scenarios, navigating danger, exploring social interactions, or solving emotional puzzles. This theory aligns with the threat simulation hypothesis, which proposes that dreams help us practice survival strategies in a safe environment. Another perspective is that dreams serve a purely neurological function, helping the brain integrate and prune neural connections. During REM sleep, unused synapses may be trimmed while important ones are strengthened. Dreaming, in this view, is a byproduct of memory consolidation and neural housekeeping. Neurotransmitters also play a role in shaping the dream experience. Acetylcholine levels rise during REM, enhancing brain activity. Meanwhile, serotonin and norepinephrine drop, which may contribute to the surreal and unregulated nature of dream thought. Some researchers believe that even the randomness of dreams serves a purpose. The activation synthesis model suggests that the brain, bombarded by internal signals during REM, attempts to weave these signals into a coherent narrative. In other words, the story of the dream comes after the fact, an effort to make sense of random noise. Still, not all dreams are chaotic. Some are structured, meaningful, even insightful. This brings up an old question. Are dreams just noise or messages from the unconscious? Before we explore the emotional and symbolic layers of dreaming, we must understand how memory, mood, and thought are woven together during sleep. In the next chapter, we'll explore how dreams reflect our inner lives, quietly processing feelings, fears, and forgotten moments. Chapter 3. Memory, Emotion, and the Sleeping Mind. Picture this: a moment from years ago, something you haven't thought of in a long time, suddenly appears in a dream. It could be a smell, a conversation, a face. You wake up puzzled. Why that memory? Why now? Dreams often seem random, but the science behind them suggests a quieter, more deliberate process. At night, your brain becomes a librarian, sorting through the day's events and older memories, deciding what to keep, what to file away, and what to let go. This happens most intensely during REM sleep. While the body lies still, the hippocampus, an essential region for memory, communicates actively with the neocortex, where long-term memories are stored. This interaction helps integrate new experiences with older ones, embedding them more deeply or reshaping them through association. But memory in dreams is not like a photograph. It's fluid. The brain doesn't replay moments exactly as they happened. Instead, it reinterprets them, sometimes blending different events, rearranging details, or placing them in symbolic settings. A simple classroom from childhood might turn into a sprawling labyrinth. A lost item might reappear in the hands of a stranger. These distortions are not errors. They are the brain's way of processing meaning. Emotion is a powerful lens in this process. The amygdala, a region tied to emotional intensity, remains highly active during REM. This gives dreams their often heightened feeling tone. Anxiety, joy, sadness, and curiosity can be amplified beyond their waking proportions. Importantly, emotions in dreams are not always linked to their original source. The brain might assign an emotion from one experience to an entirely different scenario in the dream. This emotional reassignment can help diffuse difficult feelings or highlight unresolved ones. One of the clearest functions of dreaming appears to be emotional regulation. Studies have shown that people deprived of REM sleep often become more irritable, anxious, and emotionally reactive. On the other hand, dreaming about stressful or emotional events, even indirectly, can ease their emotional weight. This supports the idea that dreaming serves as a kind of overnight therapy session. The brain replays difficult moments, reshapes them, and places them in a broader, more neutral context. Interestingly, dreams rarely focus on neutral or boring content. We dream about things that matter to us, social situations, challenges, desires, and unresolved questions. This reflects the brain's tendency to prioritize emotionally salient material for consolidation. Some researchers believe that dreams act as emotional simulations, allowing us to rehearse interpersonal interactions and moral dilemmas. In these simulations, we can experience a wide range of emotional outcomes without risk. A confrontation with a friend, an act of forgiveness, an impossible choice. Through dreaming, the mind explores emotional possibilities and prepares for future encounters. Dreams also seem to link related memories in new ways. This might be why dreams can lead to creative insights or problem solving. There are stories of scientists, musicians, and writers finding solutions to complex problems in their dreams. The brain's relaxed, nonlinear state during sleep allows distant ideas to connect in novel patterns. But not all emotional dreams are healing. Nightmares, especially recurring ones, may reflect unresolved trauma or chronic anxiety. They often replay core emotional themes in exaggerated or symbolic form. In such cases, the dream may not be processing emotion effectively. It may be signaling that further attention is needed. The intersection of memory and emotion in dreams paints a picture of the mind as both curator and storyteller. Each night, the brain works quietly to make sense of life, sifting, sorting, reshaping, and rehearsing. It's not just a passive recording of the past, but an active rewriting of our inner narrative. In the next chapter, we'll delve deeper into the unconscious mind, exploring the symbolic content of dreams and the ancient question, do our dreams mean anything? Chapter 4. The Unconscious Mind at Work. What if your dreams know you better than you know yourself? For centuries, humans have looked to dreams for meaning. Ancient civilizations believed they were messages from the gods. Later thinkers, like Freud and Jung, believed they were messages from within, from a hidden self we rarely access while awake. Today, neuroscience offers more grounded theories, but even the most modern brain scans can't fully explain the symbolic world of dreaming. To explore the unconscious mind, we begin with the understanding that most brain activity happens beneath awareness. Even during the day, your conscious thoughts are only the surface of a much deeper sea. Dreams allow us a rare glimpse beneath that surface, into a realm shaped by instinct, memory, and emotion. Freud believed that dreams were expressions of repressed desires. In his model, the unconscious held memories and urges that the waking mind couldn't accept. Dreams, then, were symbolic attempts to fulfill these wishes safely. A locked door might represent a forbidden thought. A flight through the sky might be an escape from guilt or restraint. Though many of Freud's specific interpretations are now outdated, his view that dreams reveal hidden parts of the self still echoes in modern psychology. Carl Jung expanded this idea. He saw dreams not just as personal messages, but as reflections of a collective, unconscious, shared patterns and symbols that all humans inherit. In Jung's view, dreams often feature archetypes: the shadow, the wise old man, the child, the mother. These figures, he believed, help the dreamer integrate different parts of the psyche. Jung also emphasized the importance of recurring symbols, insisting that their meaning is deeply personal, shaped by one's own life journey. Modern cognitive theories offer another view. Instead of secret messages, dreams are seen as mental simulations, spaces where the brain experiments with ideas, feelings, and challenges. In this model, the unconscious isn't hiding something, it's working, silently and constantly, to help you adapt, learn, and grow. But even without supernatural or psychoanalytic explanations, dreams can feel profoundly meaningful. Many people report moments in dreams that feel like revelations, sudden clarity about a relationship, a life decision, or an internal conflict. Some of these insights persist after waking, leading to changes in real-life behavior. One possible reason for this is that dreaming removes the noise of conscious judgment. Without the constraints of logic, the brain is free to connect ideas more fluidly. This can lead to symbolic representations of inner dilemmas. For example, a dream about a crumbling bridge might reflect anxiety about a life transition. A lost voice might echo unspoken fears. The interpretation depends on context, but the feeling of significance often remains. Neuroscience supports the idea that the dreaming brain is busy making connections. During REM sleep, the default mode network, an interconnected set of brain regions linked to introspection and self-referential thought, is highly active. This is the same network engaged during daydreaming or deep reflection. In dreams, this network may explore emotional or existential questions that the waking mind avoids. Still, not every dream contains meaning. Some are simply fragments of thought, echoes of daily experience, or the brain's response to internal noise. But others linger. They resonate. They stir something deep within us. These are the dreams people remember, write down, or even build their lives around. The unconscious mind is vast. What we glimpse in dreams may be only a sliver of its workings. But that sliver, abstract, symbolic, and strangely personal, can sometimes reveal more than waking thoughts ever could. In the next chapter, we'll explore what happens when consciousness returns within the dream. From ancient practices to modern science, we'll enter the fascinating realm of lucid dreaming and what it teaches us about awareness, control, and the limits of the self. Chapter 5. Lucid Dreaming and Consciousness Within Sleep. Have you ever realized you were dreaming while still inside the dream? This rare experience is called lucid dreaming, and it occupies a unique place in the landscape of sleep. In a lucid dream, the dreamer becomes aware that they are dreaming. Sometimes they can even influence the direction of the dream itself. Flying, walking through walls, summoning people or places. All are reported possibilities within this altered state of consciousness. Lucid dreaming blurs the boundary between waking and dreaming. It invites a kind of consciousness into a state traditionally ruled by the unconscious. But how does it work? Lucid dreaming usually occurs during REM sleep, the same phase where most vivid dreams take place. However, in lucid dreams, the prefrontal cortex, the region of the brain associated with reasoning and self-awareness, shows increased activity. This is unusual because in typical dreams, this part of the brain is mostly quiet. In lucid dreaming, it appears to partially wake up, allowing the dreamer to reflect on their state and recognize the dream as a construction. This moment of awareness can be spontaneous or trained. Some people experience lucid dreams naturally, without effort. Others develop them through practice. One common technique is called reality testing, a practice during the day where individuals ask themselves, "Am I dreaming?" By building this habit, the question may eventually appear in the dream itself, triggering lucidity. Another method is called wake back to bed. In this technique, a person wakes up after 5 or 6 hours of sleep, stays awake briefly, then returns to sleep with the intention of recognizing the next dream. This seems to increase the chance of entering REM with a partially alert mind, ideal conditions for lucidity. While lucid dreaming is not common, studies suggest that around 20 to 30% of people have experienced it at least once. It has fascinated researchers, artists, and philosophers alike. For some, it's a tool for exploring creativity or solving problems. For others, it's a therapeutic space where recurring nightmares can be confronted or transformed. Scientific studies have confirmed that lucid dreaming is not just anecdotal. In laboratory settings, dreamers trained in lucidity have been able to signal their awareness using specific eye movements. Since eye muscles are not paralyzed during REM, these signals can be detected in real time, proving the dreamer's consciousness inside the dream. The phenomenon raises deep questions about the nature of consciousness. What does it mean to be aware of being aware? If a dream can host a version of you who reflects, chooses, and explores, how different is that from waking life? Is the self in a lucid dream any less real than the self who wakes? For some lucid dreamers, the experience brings a sense of awe. They speak of feeling limitless, free from the laws of physics and social expectations. Others describe profound emotional moments, encounters with lost loved ones, journeys through imagined worlds, or internal dialogues with aspects of themselves. Yet lucidity also has limits. Most lucid dreams are short, often collapsing after just a few moments of realization. The excitement or effort to control the dream can jolt the sleeper awake. And not all attempts at dream control succeed. The dream may resist, change, or take on new directions despite the dreamer's intent. Still, the experience is unique. It combines the immersive power of dreaming with the clarity of self-awareness, and it suggests that consciousness is more flexible and more mysterious than we often assume. In the next chapter, we'll examine the theories behind why we dream at all. From memory consolidation to emotional healing to pure mental play, what purpose do these nightly stories truly serve? Chapter 7. Embracing dreams in waking life. What if the mysteries of our dreams could gently guide us during the day? Dreams often feel like distant, elusive stories that vanish with the morning light. Yet, their echoes can linger, shaping how we think, feel, and create. Understanding the science behind dreams offers more than curiosity. It can inspire new ways to live more peacefully and meaningfully. Mindfulness practices invite us to notice the subtle connections between dreaming and waking. By paying gentle attention to recurring dream themes or emotions, we can uncover hidden parts of ourselves. This awareness encourages compassion and acceptance, allowing difficult feelings to surface in a safe space. Creative minds have long drawn from dreams. From surrealist art to poetry, dreams provide rich imagery and fresh ideas beyond conscious invention. Keeping a dream journal? A quiet ritual of recording dreams upon waking can strengthen this connection, revealing patterns and sparking inspiration. Therapeutically, dreams offer a unique doorway. Nightmares, for example, often hold unprocessed fears or trauma. Facing these stories in therapy or lucid dreaming practice can help transform distress into healing. The sleeping mind, unburdened by judgment, can explore solutions that the waking mind resists. Science suggests that honoring our dreams supports overall well-being. Sleep quality improves when we feel safe to dream, and this restorative rest influences mood, memory, and resilience. Dreams may be subtle teachers, guiding us through life's complexities in their own quiet way. As you close your eyes tonight, consider the gentle invitation dreams extend, a chance to wander a world where the ordinary rules shift, where emotions dance freely, and where your mind crafts stories uniquely your own. The science behind dreams doesn't just unravel mysteries, It celebrates the wonder of being human awake or asleep.